it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. I wanted to show you the difference today that I find between powder and liquid or cream foundation. There is no doubt that powder is more convenient because it just goes on, you just brush it in whirls, it's convenient, it's less messy, not so much cleaning up to do with brushes and beauty blenders, so forth. But how do I feel about it on my face? So I want to do one side with a powder and one side with a liquid foundation, and just to see if you can see the difference. It is harder on camera, and also you have to remember sometimes things look better on camera because you get filmy makeup, don't you, So sometimes things don't look, in real life, they look a little bit heavier than they would do on camera. So bearing that in mind, I'm going to do this side with the powder foundation and this side with the liquid foundation, and you tell me which one you like. Okay, my friends, so this side we're going to do as I would normally make up with the order that I would put my makeup in, and this side I'm going to use my makeup but put it on in a different way again, so that it's a powder foundation, and let's see how that sits on my skin and also where I apply it. So what I would start with, now normally I would put my foundation on first, but because I'm doing a powder foundation, you put your concealer on first. So I'm going to put my concealer on first, both sides, so that you can see how I do that. And I've got just a little Real Technique sponge here, under eye sponge, and I've got the Essence. This, I really like this one, guys. This is Keep It Perfect. It's their fixing spray, and I like it. And put it quite close to it so that it gets really fixed. You know, it's full. It's in a little bubble, it's caused. So I'll make that damp with the fixing spray. And then on this eye, I'm going to use the Fit Me Concealer. This is shade 10. I can never make out if it's 10 or 1. No, I think it's definitely 10. And this I look up and I see where I look down a little bit and I see where my bag starts. Keep my face quite still, and I run this just under, can you see, where the bag is. So just there, and then I very quickly, I don't put it actually on the bags of my eyes, I very quickly get my sponge. These little ones, you can do it with the bigger sponge, guys, of course you can, but these little ones work really well. Okay, so that's the concealer this side, and for this time and for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use this as a eye primer as well. Now again, because I don't want to put powder around my eyes, I use the setting spray on the brush, on the little sponge, and that will keep that fixed. So I just use this as a primer as well today. So that's the Maybelline Fit Me. Okay, that side. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it with L'Oreal's Infallible More Than Concealer. And I would say this is probably one of the nearest drugstore dupes for Shape Tape. It makes, I've got to say, have its back. This makes a wonderful eye primer, for eyelid primer. If you're doing cut crease or anything like that, it's a very good eyelid primer. But today I'm going to use it what it was made for, which is as a primer. And put it in the same place, but a little higher up. And I'm going to get the same thing again. And I'm going to work that in until it's gone. So I'm going to keep working until it's blended into the skin. So one goes down a little bit more. Okay, and up. We want a tiny little bit more for the lid. It does make a nice primer, guys. It really does. In fact, it's I bought 2 of those when they were on offer. Because there seemed to be some hype about them, and they don't work for me as a primer, as you will see. Okay, so that's nice and bright. That one's more naturally skin colour. Now, on this side, I get my bigger sponge and taking spray again on a sponge. That one. I prefer the sponges with the flat sides. I'm going to take, this is the Bourjois Healthy Mix, which is always up there with my favourite foundations and has been for about 5 years. Put some of that on there. With the setting spray on the sponge again, and I'll work half of my face and just up very gently around that eye part. Go over to the dry side. That's it. And go halfway down the nose. And we'll work and blend that in, taking the time down our neck. I've got a primer on, guys. I put my skincare on a primer. This, if you haven't heard of it, guys, I'm nearly out of it. I've got to get another one. This is an absolute game changer. This is the ELLES Poreless Primer. This is not the one with the sheen in it. It's the first one that came out. It is the best primer I've ever used. And when I put another primer on now, so I hold on to that a bit longer because I haven't got another one as yet, I can totally see the difference. If your point of a primer is not only to hold on to your makeup, but to minimise pores, that's the one. I would definitely say I highly recommend that. Okay, so that's the foundation side done. Now I'm going to use a powder foundation this side, and this is Bare Minerals. I will list the colour below. I believe it's Cashmere. So this is the Bare Minerals, and this is the compact foundation. Put that on the brush, and I'm going to pat that on my face, including under my eye, as I did with the liquid foundation. And on the top of my eye, as I did with the liquid foundation. And work that in. Make sure we go around in the swirls. Because, we all know that's what we have to do with the powder foundation. Down the neck the same. Making sure it's all blended at the top of the nose and on the forehead. Now, I want to come up really, really close, and you tell me which eye you think is better. What skin look is better. So I'm going to zoom in really close. Shut my eyes. So I need a finishing powder this side. Obviously I don't this side because it's a powder foundation. It's in a nice loose brush, and I'm using the Coty Spun, which is this one. It's probably the only powder I use, and then I'm going to very, very gently dust that over my face, my eyelid, very, very gently. I don't always do this on a daily basis, but I wanted to do it today to show you, and that's quite enough that I had on my brush. So again, we'll just yeah. Sometimes it's very difficult to see this on camera, and I hope you can. So I'm going to zoom in really close, and I want you to have a look to see what you think of my skin both sides. So this is the powder foundation, and this is the normal liquid foundation. Now, here, as I'm sitting here now, this one is a lot drier than this one. Agreed, on camera, this looks quite nice. It looks nice because I've got a bright light, I'm in front of the window, and it looks quite nice. In life, this looks a little false. This looks a little bit not so cakey because it's smoothed out nicely. It just looks a little bit more obviously made up than this side does. How are you feeling about on camera? What one do you prefer? I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I'll be back. Okay, so what did you think? I've obviously washed my face and cleansed my face and reapplied my liquid foundation all over my face, and I don't want to go back with 2 hours all day. I don't know if it picked up on camera, but I think I much prefer a liquid. I love the convenience of a powder, and the Bare Minerals I think are without doubt best, powder foundation. I think they were one of the first ones to bring them out, and Bare Minerals are lovely. But I still prefer liquid foundation. What do you think on me? What did you think? And what do you think on yourself? And what do you like? And also about concealers. I think concealers are worse getting wrong than foundations, aren't they? I really like the Maybelline Fit Me because it's so fine, and I like to go a colour closest to my skin, really. I don't go up tones. Maybe one or two, but not one, but not very much brighter as I did with the L'Oreal. But you tell me what you think as well, and your ideas on that and what you do. So thanks for sharing this with me, guys. I will see you again in my next video. God bless, and I love you all. Bye.